boys and girls, and welcome to Sunday School. We are going to continue our big story of God's forever kingdom that is found in the Bible. And today's story is from the book of Joshua in the Old Testament. Let's start by looking at our poster. What do you see in this poster? I wonder why the people are marching and blowing trumpets. I wonder who is leading the procession. I wonder what's happening to the city walls. Let's find out in our story. Last week we talked about Moses leading the people out of Egypt and towards the promised land Canaan. God parted the Red Sea so the people of Israel could escape safely. God also gave Moses the 10 Commandments that told the people how to love God and live according to His ways. But some of the Israelites forgot about God's law and did not keep His commandments. As a consequence, the Israelites had to live in the desert for 40 years. But God had not forgotten His promise to Abraham to give His people their own land. Our memory verse today is about God's faithfulness. Let's read it. The Lord is faithful to all His promises and loving toward all He has made. Psalm 145:13. After Moses died, God chose Joshua to lead the people into Canaan, the promised land. It was a beautiful land, but there was a big problem. The people who lived in Canaan worshipped many false gods and didn't know or obey the true God. They did evil in the sight of the Lord. The first city in Canaan that Joshua came to was called Jericho. Jericho was built with strong, high walls, and the people trusted in their walls and idols to protect them. How would the people of Israel be able to conquer such an enemy? God told Joshua to be strong and courageous. You see, God was going to perform a miracle and help Joshua and the people to conquer Jericho. Then God gave Joshua some surprising instructions. He told the Israelites to march around the city. They were to just march around those strong walls once a day for 6 days. The priests were to carry the Ark of the Covenant, which was a large chest that held the stone tablets with the 10 Commandments. The priests were also to blow their trumpets, while the army was completely silent. On the 7th day, they marched around the city 7 times, blowing the trumpets. Then the army gave a loud shout. At that moment, something amazing happened. God's mighty power caused the strong walls of Jericho to come tumbling down. Through God's power, Jericho was conquered, and God's people entered the promised land. God kept the promise that He gave to Abraham many years ago. As Joshua got older, he reminded the people to obey God's word, and God would bless them. God is faithful to all His promises. He chose Joshua to lead the people into the promised land. Did you know that the name Joshua is another form of the name Jesus? The story of Joshua points to how Jesus leads us into an even better promised land. That is living forever with Him. What an incredible miracle it was when the strong walls of Jericho came tumbling down. God blessed the people of Israel when they obeyed and followed God's word, and now at last they were in their promised land. That's our story for today. Bye for now. See you next week.